Tell me, what do you think is the difference between somebody who does something and blames it on an evil spirit? I mean, I've heard of people saying, "Oh, well, I did that because I was being controlled by an evil spirit," and it seems that you can blame everything on an evil spirit. I don't know if that's always the case. I mean, what's your experience on that?
Well, personally, it's the human action. I'm thinking of a story relating to my father when we lived in the country, miles from any home. He had been drinking, and he was walking, and he thought he felt someone walking towards him. He stopped, and they stopped. He walked, and they walked towards him. So he rolled his sleeves up. "Come on," he said, "I'm ready for you. We'll have a punch-up." And suddenly 2 sheep passed him by. And there you have them, imaginary enemies. And there are a lot of Christians in their carnality and their worldliness and in the life they live, they have imaginary enemies. I'm not talking about imaginary enemies. I can name individuals with evil spirits.
Pastor Whiting, I'm aware that when dealing with evil spirits, I'm coming back to this, there's a human emotional side and there's a spiritual side. What are the keys and how do you know the difference?
I know the difference first by a physical manifestation. I put him in a chair and I say, "Now, I want you to look at me." And the first thing they want to do is close their eyes. One thing they don't like doing is look at me, and I know. And I see the eyes change and the face change. And that's the physical. And then they speak. "We're not coming out. He invited us in. We're going to murder him." And they tell me things like that. They even tell me, I ask them, "When did you come to this person?" And they tell me. Let me tell you one story that comes to me right now. I led a lady to the Lord, a business lady, and she moved away. Why? And then she came to my service a year or two later, and she came out the front and fell down at the altar. That wasn't the power of God. I said, "Oh." I picked her up. I said, "Go to my office." And when I went in, I came against the spirit, and she manifested. And I said, "I demand to know when you came to this woman, when she committed adultery one Friday night." So when I cast it out, I said to her, "Tell me, what happened? Is it true?" "Yes," she said, "I did. I left my husband and went with him." And she told me that she couldn't handle a Bible. She was restless. After she was delivered, I said to her, "Tell me in a few days' time how you are." She rang me up 2-3 days later. She said, "I'm back to normal. I can do my housework. I can read my Bible," and so on. I could tell you other stories.
Please do.
Right. A teenage girl was married to Satan when she was 16 years of age. Some years later, she became a Christian and was a member of one of our large churches. For some reason or other, she was at a special service, and 2 ministers told her, "You'd better go and see Tom Whiting." How she come to mention my name, I didn't know. But she came, and I stood in front of her. I said, "Well, now, I don't know anything about you, and you want me to pray for you. Well, they sent me to you." So I stood in front of her and was about to open my mouth and say, "Heavenly Father," when I found myself saying, "Did they put a ring on your finger?" When I said that, I opened my eyes quickly, and I saw the evil spirits manifest. And she said, "Yes, they put a ring on my finger when they married me to Satan." And then I said, "And did you drink from the cup?" And she kind of danced. "Yes, I drank from the cup." I knew there was demonic power there, and set her free. She was gloriously set free. Now she was a member of a church. And years after her conversion, let me tell you this story about a lady preacher who was in charge of youth clubs. Not so long ago, this happened about 18 months ago on the Gold Coast. A lady came to my service 3 Sunday mornings in succession. She was elderly, and the third Sunday she stepped out to the front. So I went over to her. I asked, "Why have you come out? You want prayer for healing?" She said, "No." "Oh," I said, "what have I got here?" I was ready, and I began to pray, and evil spirits manifested. Then I sent her into the prayer room when I closed the service. When I went into the prayer room, she was greatly distressed. I said, "Why are you so distressed?" She said, "I've respected myself as a good Christian for the last 20 years. I have preached the gospel. I have been in charge of youth groups. I come to you at church, and I find I've got evil spirits." And she stood up. I said, "Tell me, what were you doing before you got converted?" "Oh, no," and then she paused. I could see the Spirit of God arrested her. "Yes, I remember. I went to a Ouija board meeting with some girlfriends." I said, "What happened?" "Oh," she said, "I had a horrible time." I said, "That's when the evil spirits entered you." "How long before your conversion?" "That was 6 years before I got converted." "You got converted with those evil spirits?"